Hello guys, welcome back today. I'm going to be answering the question, which NHL player will win the Art Ross Trophy next season? Now, if you're not familiar with this mini-series, I've been looking at every single NHL trophy, predicting who will win. I list my top 5 candidates, my top 3 dark horses, and of course my top 3 predictions for the trophy. Now, the Art Ross Trophy awards the player who gets the most points in a regular season. Last season, we saw Connor Mcdavid winning it with over 100 points. A great campaign. And this next season, I feel like it'll be very close as well. There's a lot of fantastic players in the NHL, especially when we saw last season where we saw multiple players getting over 100 points. So this next season, I think it'll be close as well. And some of those young star players that we've seen develop over the past couple of years, I think will take that next step and will be ultra close and in the race for that Art Ross Trophy. So while at the end of last year, we kind of saw Connor Mcdavid running away with that trophy, I feel like it'll be very, very close this next season to where we see quite a few young players, quite a few good players in that race, and towards the last week of the season, it could be very, very close. So you gotta start off with Connor Mcdavid, who won it the year before this, and then the year before that. And I feel like this next season, he'll definitely be in the running for that three-peat. Unless he gets injured, knock on wood, I feel like he'll definitely be in the running at least top 5. I think that's a pretty obvious one. 2016-2017 Hart Trophy, he's won 2 Art Rosses, of course, the year before that and the year before that. He's won 2 Ted Lindsays, and of course was drafted first overall in the 2015 NHL Draft. In the 2017-2018 season, he played 82 games, had 41 goals, 67 assists for 108 points, and he had a 53.3% corresponding percentage. In his career, he's played 209 games played, has had 87 goals, 169 assists, nice, for 256 points. And when we talk about the most points in the league, you cannot ever count out Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's won so many of these. He's gotten 3 cups, of course, 3 Ted Lindsays, 2 Al Rosses, 2 Maurice Richards, 2 Harts, 2 Conn Smythes. In the 2017-2018 season, he had a kind of a down year, but was still very, very good. He played 82 games, had 29 goals, 60 assists for 89 points. In his career, he's played 864 games, had 411 goals, 705 assists for 1,116 points. Even at this point, points numbers last season wasn't the greatest from him, but we're definitely going to see him still in the front running for the Art Ross. I feel like he'll definitely be in the mix and definitely in the top 5. Another guy that I see at the top of the league next season is Austin Mathews of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was drafted first overall in 2016. He won the 2016-2017 Calder Trophy. Last season, he had very good stats, was injured for about 20 games, which did lower his overall stats. He played 62 games, had 34 goals, 29 assists for 63 points. In his career, he's played 144 games, had 74 goals, 58 assists for 132 points. Next, I see Nikita Kuchar of the Tampa Bay Lightning also being in the mix there. I feel like he'll definitely be in the running. Of course, he was drafted 58th overall in the 2011 NHL Draft. At age 25, he had his breakout season last season, played 80 games, had 39 goals, 61 assists for 100 points, and was very, very good in those triple digits. In his career, he's played 365 games, has had 147 goals, 187 assists for 334 points. That Stamkos Kuchar pairing is just absolutely lethal, and I feel like he'll be around the same points. I don't know if he'll get triple digits, but I see him around 90 to 95 points. I think he'll still be up there. I still think he'll be right in his prime to where he's scoring goals and scoring points every single game. And for the last guy in my top 5 candidates, I have Vladimir Tarasenko of the St. Louis Blues. He was drafted 16th overall in the 2010 NHL Draft. Last season, we saw him kind of have a down year compared to what we've seen him at, but I still think he'll be very, very good next season. Last year, he played in 80 games, had 33 goals, 33 assists for 66 points. That's a very good number for a lot of NHL players, but it was kind of a down year in the points marker for Vladimir Tarasenko. And I feel like we'll see him back in the running next season. I think we'll see him back at the points. I mean, he's a very balanced player in his career. He doesn't have too many more goals than he does assists, and I feel like he'll definitely be up there in the NHL next season. I see him having a bounce back season along with the St. Louis Blues. Now for my top 3 dark horses, these are the players that are not necessarily stars, but I can see them being in the running for the tip top of the league when it comes to points. For my 3rd dark horse for the Art Ross, I got Brayden Schenn of the St. Louis Blues. As I say, Vladimir Tarasenko having a rebound season, I also see Brayden Schenn also improving as well. He had a great kind of breakout season. He had 70 points last season in the St. Louis Blues after being traded from the Philadelphia Flyers. I feel like we'll see him likely improve next season. It is a bit of a 50-50 coin flip, but I do see him improving and maybe being in the race. Not winning it, but I do see him being in the race. For my 2nd dark horse to pick, I have Sebastian of the Carolina Hurricanes, the forward, not the defenseman. He played very, very well, had 65 points last season. He was kind of inconsistent, had a rough first half, but really lit it up in the second half. If he can stay consistent, and if the Carolina Hurricanes are more of a playoff team this next season like we've think they can be. I feel like Sebastian will be a big part of that. I feel like the points will improve from him, as he's only like 21, and I feel like he can definitely improve, and he's pretty much coming up on his prime. And for the Carolina Hurricanes to make the playoffs, Sebastian will likely need to step up as he stays consistent next season and as we see him grow. For my number one dark horse for the Ross Trophy, I got David Pastrnak. Now, to some people, this might not be a dark horse, but I feel like he's getting kind of underrated in the talks of one of the best wingers in the league. I feel like he has so much talent. He scored 80 points last season, was really fantastic with the Boston Bruins, and was one of their best forwards throughout the whole year. I feel like he can also take another big step next year, and I feel like for the Boston Bruins, for them to stay in contention, David Pastrnak will likely improve, and I think he can do that for sure. Now, for my top 3 picks and predictions to win the Art Ross, we'll start at number 3, and I have Vladimir Tarasenko. As I said before, I think he'll have a rebound year. I think he'll fulfill that talent like he had in the past couple of years. He's one of the best snipers in the league, one of the best overall playmakers, and he has a lot to his offensive game, and I think we'll see that next season. Austin Mathews of the Toronto Maple Leafs, of course, is a bit of a controversy because John Tavares is there, and who knows who will score more, but I think Austin Mathews will have a big breakout year next season. Of course, he was injured a little bit last season. I feel like if he stays healthy, that's the big thing. I feel like Austin Mathews will have a gigantic year. I feel like in his prime right now, he's going to continue to develop and to continue to play fantastic. I feel like the best is yet to come from Austin Mathews. I think we'll see that next season as he likely becomes the elite player like he already is, but I think he'll get that recognition too. At number 1, I have Connor Mcdavid of the Edmonton Oilers, the person who I'm wearing the jersey of, and to me, I don't really see anybody else winning. Is it possible? Yes, but I think that Connor McDavid can honestly have more points next season. I think he was playing with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Ty Rattie throughout the whole season. Not really the best line mates, even though Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is decent. I feel like if he'll get another chance with some better players, he can make even more stuff work and even boost his line mates even more. I feel like Connor McDavid is just that player that will always be up there. He will always be in that running. I feel like next season we could see the three-peats. I want it to happen. I'm definitely cheering him for that to happen because that would honestly be so fantastic to watch. But to me, he is the best player in the world right now offensively. There is no other player, honestly. McDavid is just on a league of its own, and to me, I think it'll be closer than last season to where we saw the points, but I feel like Connor McDavid will have more points next season, and we'll see him improve even more. But of course, now that you guys know my predictions and my picks, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about my predictions? What do you think about my picks? And of course, who do you think will win the Art Ross Trophy next season? So that's it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. Again, I want to hear from you. What do you think about my list? What do you think of my predictions? And I want to hear from you guys as well. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.